Donald J. Trump, child support for all the baby mamas that got us on child support. Y'all want to get that bag? Y'all talking about y'all gonna get them 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,000? No, not for the new 2025. You ain't gonna be able to claim, baby. Y'all dead. Woo, Donald J. Trump, my man, my man.
Yo, what's up? This your Uncle on the Unpopular Opinion channel. Today, I got a very, very interesting topic. The topic is child support. And I know everybody ain't heard by now. It should be catching wind on TikTok. Guy came out with a video saying that Donald Trump hasn't, but is preparing to sign a bill that would allow for whoever is put on child support through the family court system, that individual would be the one that's allowed to claim the tax credit.
Pass a new law that whoever is paying the child support will get to declare those children on their taxes, okay? So say you're a single father, single mother, and you are not the one paying the child support. You will not get the tax return for your child. How do you guys feel about that?
That's a good one. What do I think about that? Well, I'm glad you asked. We got to understand that anything that you put your John Hancock on is a contract. It's like almost, it's going to put force responsibility on both ends, where if you have children, you really should plan on being together, taking care of that child. And if you can't be together and take care of the child, I think it should be equal responsibility for both parents to ensure that that child enjoys the same lifestyle and life as if y'all were together, with the child being equally with both parents. I mean, if it's difficult to do, so be it. You have to. That's something that the parents, the adults, should have to deal with because you chose to have a child and not be together. So let's listen to the rest of the video.
For different dads, I saw Trump's new law, and I agree. If a man is willing to pay child support and they're willing and forced to pay medical support, by them claiming the kids on their taxes, it gives them a break too, okay? I know a lot of people are against this because I personally feel a lot of women look forward to tax season because of those tax refunds, right? But at the end of the day, if you're dependent on a tax refund, maybe you should find a better career path, stuff like that. But I mean, I actually think it's a good idea because what's happening is these men are forced to pay child support, or women are forced to pay child support, and then from there, they have to provide medical as well. But if you do not claim your children on medical, if you qualify for any kind of health support, you have to pay out of pocket for your children regardless. They will not let you add them to your plan unless you claim them on taxes. So I understand why Trump's doing this. And
ladies, listen up good and listen good. To all the men out there, this is some great news, and I need you to hear. Donald Trump just tweeted, if you put your baby's father on child support, you cannot claim the child for income tax. Only the father can. Only the father can claim the child for income tax. You can't. Damn, boy.
So with this bill, like I say, I really, really do think that it'll make the generations coming forward think about what they're doing and their actions and what's going to take place. And which it really still wouldn't be a bad thing for a woman because if you love a child and you had that child and you love that child, no matter what you have to do, you would ensure that that child is taken care of. But I guess it would give an incentive to work with the child's father if y'all had to go that route, so it could all make sense. Because the appearance and what it looked like today, I mean, it really doesn't look good. And it's one of those topics that's unpopular, where people don't like to talk about these type of topics because they're touchy. Everybody has a mother, sister, daughters, but I guess it's time to discuss these type of topics. It appears like you have people that have children for money for monetary gain, man. Just the thought of it, to me, that's sickening, to have a child for monetary gain and to aid you along here on earth in the flesh. That's wrong to me. That's totally wrong, but I'm not going to judge anybody. But children are to be loved, and you have to really, really present children with the best opportunities, and most definitely present them what's expected for them to have in life, in existence, and that's a mother and a father, you know.
Trump, where you been at?
It's like, you damn if you do, you damn if you don't. Because a lot of these brothers need to be on child support because they are not financially supporting the kid. You understand what I'm saying? And then
I gotta stop it right there. You always have individuals that see things differently, but like she just said, you have brothers that's not financially stable and they can't support and don't support the child, but yet they have 4 and 5 children. And they'll claim the same thing about all of them. It's just come a time in this world where we have to direct more focus to moving forward and take things at face value and not be stagnant. Don't have stagnant in our movement. We can all agree on one thing, and that's they have to be taken care of. And should no one call themselves a godly person and want another person to be held down, no matter what they do, as long as they don't cause any harm to you. So, you know, we don't want anybody to be hindered from a law. It's like going back to slavery. It's like you wishing somebody else freedom be restricted just because you're not satisfied. We don't want to do that. Yet we don't want to discourage the involvement of families and fathers being a big participant in the families, in the structure. You know, so it's a very delicate subject and topic that we have to navigate through it. We'll make it through it. Just swallow it. We're gonna swallow it slowly and take it one day by day. But it's time for real men to step up and be about something, stand for something. Speak your mind so the youth can hear what we've been through, what we made it from to where we are to be able to discuss the triumphs that we've been through and overcome. Man, it's been many years that I thought about this very topic that we're discussing now, about how I felt like it might not been created as equal as portrayed when it first was created, because man, it's like we never really had a voice to speak out for us. There's so many loopholes that you could go down trying to voice yourself and stand up for your family, that we know, the ones who went down those ways, that it was set up that way to tear you apart or keep you from appearing masculine over your family. We understand that.
and it's like you suffer the consequences for him having to pay child support, when a lot of the times these guys out here are deadbeats. They need to be on child support. But making the father being able to get the credit for the kid at the end of the year for income tax, and what if that's your only kid? What if that's money that you rely on because your income and you've been filing your kid every year? Like, I know that y'all gotta be like thinking like what Trump was thinking when he decided to come up with that kind of a concept. You know what I mean? It's just crazy. Then I hear that he's trying to like stop, people that's on Section 8. I hear that he's, a possible stimulus that's going to be coming out. Like, I think it's like $1,400. The only thing that I am so happy about, though, like when I do my overtime, I'm excited about, anything over the 40 hours, that'll be tax-free money for us. You know what I mean? So that way, when we doing all of that overtime, we get to see that money. You know what I mean? We don't have to get taxed and they killing us. The more money we make, the more they take. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm kind of happy about that. But some of them bills that Trump passed, guys, y'all better be ready because he is not playing.
You guys know Trump is in office, but I just had something to say. So, like, I feel like the whole thing about the whole child support thing, like the woman can't file the child support for like their child and stuff like that. If the man is paying child support, I completely agree with that. Like, I'm on Trump's side with that because some women, I feel like there should be more paperwork, more documentation involved regarding that. Like, as far as if the father is not behind child support type stuff, he should be able to file the child on his taxes. Why? Because some baby mamas is bitter as fuck. Some baby mamas is bitter as shit. And they just put their baby daddy on child support because they mad because the dude don't want to be with them. Like, they just bitter as fuck. So,
and that's probably about 90% of the time the situation. 90% of the time situation. Let's just face it. It's 2025. We cutting straight to it. They just be bitter and vindictive 90% of the time. You got the 10% of those who really just got some baby daddies that suck. But 90% of the time, they just bitter. Because I'm going to be honest. From where I'm from, I don't know where you from. But where I'm from, I don't know any guys that I grew up with that had children and did not want to be a part of their children's life at some point. I don't know no guys. Most guys that I know, and still to this day, I'm a grown man that I run through, they want to be in their child's life. They want to be a part of their child. And the reason that many of them who don't, they all share the same reasons. They all share the same reasons on why they can't achieve that or what makes that complicated. It's just something for us. It's just something for us to think about, I guess. It's been going on, and people have been turning a blind eye. We can't turn a blind eye about it, but we need to inject in dialogue and hear all parties and how all parties feel, so we all can hear and come to a neutral ground, so we can be great families like we once was, and take care of our children, and be better members of the community, which in whole that will make better cities. Let's listen to the rest of these.
like, I feel like I agree with that law. I agree with what Trump is saying. Like, and that's its own period.
Trump has this insane new child support law. I don't know if this is true or not, but I just saw this guy talking about how whoever is paying the child support is going to be the one that gets to claim the child on their taxes. So if you're a single mom or a single dad and you're not the one paying this child support, you're not going to get to claim them on your taxes. He said this is a law that Trump is trying to pass. That is insane to me, especially if you're a single parent. Like, what's the point in them even paying child support if they're going to take all the tax refund, especially for the people who have multiple children? I'm a single mom. I get child support, and my son's dad does not even see him at all. It's been 4 years since he's been in his life.
And yeah, she just said it. What's the point of putting him on child support if he's gonna get all the tax refund? She said it. She said it. Unfortunately, we have individuals out there who just may be having children for money, and I don't believe that the elevators go up to the top, and that's okay. We're gonna love them too, and we're gonna embrace them and teach them and show them that you don't do that. That's a no-no. We might have been doing that in the past, but no, you don't have children for money. We want to get fathers involved. If the government get involved, they're gonna get the father involved. So better, what they're saying is do it on your own. You had the child, y'all was making love when you made the child. Do that and take care of the child. Or if the other party don't do it, don't complain at all, because if the government may get involved and they make them pay, they gonna be able to claim you on the taxes as a tax credit, because it's dealing with taxes. Anything that the government has you to do is a tax. 2025, we're gonna start breaking stuff down. I'm gonna break down to you about child support. It's a service that all modern cities have. They have to offer the Department of Human Services, which offers services to the needy. They have to offer this type of stuff. They don't force anybody to do business with them.
My son's life since he was 6 months old. My son's almost 5. I'm already barely making it as it is. Like, literally, paycheck to paycheck still, unfortunately. Hopefully TikTok will change that, though. Has anybody else heard anything about this? Because that would be the worst thing ever.
Child support. Did you guys see what Trump just tweeted?
Like, very few of them I heard say, okay, if he gonna get the tax money because he paying the child support and I ain't gonna get no tax money, why don't he spend more time with him? I ain't heard none of them say that. Let me make sure he get the child way more than every other weekend. I ain't hear none of them say that. None of them say that. And that's interesting and it's concerning. A lot of them who utilize these services, they don't really care too much about that child having the opportunity to meet that other parent. Now, if it's impossible, that's understandable. But when we have a large percentage of individuals saying, hey, they deadbeats, can't find them, they don't want to talk, dead, on drugs, something ain't right. It's time for people to reach out and find these guys and let's hear their side. It's just unfortunate. But like I say, we'll pull through it.
Apparently, I am a former child support attorney for the state, and man, do I have thoughts about not only this video, but about President Trump's tweet and proposed new law. For those of you that are new here, my name is Courtney Driscoll. I am a former child support attorney for the state of Oklahoma, but now I own my own law firm, primarily practicing in family law, and I especially love child support cases due to my background and experience prosecuting child support law. So for those of you that don't know, John Lewis Trump issued a tweet this past weekend that said that one of the laws that he wants to put into place would allow any parent that is currently paying child support to file that child on their own taxes for that calendar year. The way that's typically handled now is we just alternate the years. So for example, let's say I represent mom, she has sole custody, dad's over there, he just has visitation, so he's paying child support. We will alternate so that my client gets to claim the child on their taxes during even years, dad gets to claim them during odd years. Now, some language that I will typically put in the order as well will state that if dad in this scenario is behind on his child support payment, if he doesn't make 12 full payments for that calendar year, he waives his right to get to claim the child on the taxes because he's not current on the payment.
You know what's so funny about this child support topic? A lot of y'all ain't even on y'all kids' birth certificate. Y'all can't even put in for a social security card if the baby mama decides she ain't giving y'all none of the information. And what makes the topic even funnier, a lot of y'all behind in child support. Sir, what tax you file? Oh, okay.
Men are so ecstatic over automatically. But because he was $42,000 in arrears, I let him claim the kids because it was coming to me anyway, which helped him because he no longer.
And like I said, to some, it's about money. It's all about money. It's like it's all a game. It's all about money. It's not about the love and making sure that child is loved and taken care of by mom and dad. It's just not like that. One thing that I don't like about our people, we'll agree the system jacked up in so many ways we can agree on it. But when it comes to this topic right here, it's like certain one of us allow black men to be thrown to the wolves, or men in general to be thrown to the wolves. It seems like that. And that's hate. That's hate, and we need to get hate out of our hearts.
In arrears, he no longer is even paying child support. But because he was claiming 2 of my children and getting his state, which he was okay with the state, and losing the federal, I was able to get my refund and his refund. But it also helped him get out of arrears. So you men is so ecstatic about, did y'all see what Donald Trump say? And, they're going to get the tax money, da-da-da-da. I just say, it does take a village to raise children. And most men are not really paying a lot on child support. Some of you guys are, but most of them are not, so that $50, $75, $100, it's not a lot. Have you priced the shoes for a 10 or 11-year-old boy? Like, his shoes cost me anywhere from $100 or above. He take violin lessons. Violin lessons is $60 a week. So someone that's really not financially stable as far as employment and not making that much, the mother's not getting that much. And not only is the money not enough, a mother has to be the doctor, the lawyer, the counselor, everything. So I think a woman should be compensated more, or the father need to take.
So when the discussion about how we got so divided and what tore up the family structure in this country, it's always been crickets. It's always crickets. But this is a result. What we're living through today and what you are hearing now is a result of that. The money divided us. For a small percentage, I ain't gonna say all, it's about money. Always has been and always will be. Money for them instead of a healthy family. It's always been that way. Always been that way. It's always been about money. They want money instead of a healthy family. They don't care nothing about a healthy family. They don't care nothing about how they was living on the good time. One thing I liked about the good time, it showed the struggle, the sacrifices black families in that time period. It showed what it looked like going through the struggle and making it day by day, day by day. That's what a strong family is about. You don't have to start at the bottom, obviously, but you stick together. That should be the standard. Anything beneath that should be below standard. And right now, we below standard, and we trying to make what's below standard standard. Like, it's okay. No, it ain't okay. But we all get hurt. We all been hurt. Through life and our life experiences, we're going to continue to be hurt. But we have to lick our wounds. Talk about it. Implement changes. And change.
More responsibility in the rearing of the child. So don't get excited about a tweet. It's not law. That's just Donald Trump talking. I love Donald Trump. Avid Trump supporter. But check the facts. And just because he says it doesn't make it law. But I think it should be something in there for men. But in this case, y'all not going to see it. It's not going to happen. So keep getting excited over talk.
And Lord knows I love me some black women. I love me some women. But it's come. This time come for us to have these type of discussions on how we want to be treated, how our women want to be treated, so that we can alleviate even having to go down these routes and utilizing these services. We don't even have to utilize that if you stay together. So that's why it really shouldn't be a big fuss about this, because we should want healthy families. We should want people to make children and stay together with their mom and their dad. That's emotionally stressful. I thank my mom and dad that they did stay together, even though we have other alternative issues. However, my mom and dad stayed together, and I thank them for that, because I could only imagine the feeling of not knowing where your mom or dad is when you go to sleep at night, or even the thought of not even knowing if I have a dad or what he would look like. I couldn't imagine that. But we all know that far too often we have a lot of that going on, and it's just come time that we discuss these type of things. So that's why I'm bringing you these videos like this on the Unpopular Opinion channel, so we can interject and have dialogue and voice yourself. Get in the comments. Let me know how you feel. Let me know if you want to be a guest on the show. You can be a guest on the show, and we can discuss these type of things so that we can make change. Till next time, this your Unc. I'm out.